Y como les prometí, finalmente acá tengo, después de un par de intentos fallidos, a una de las personas más prolíficas del mundo del rock y del metal. Él ha estado en Advance, ha empezado con esa banda, sigue con su propia banda Hartmann. Ha nacido en Alemania en el año 70, el 28 de junio de 1970. Es cantante, guitarrista, productor y compositor. Y aparte, lo que hace es excelente. Así que, como les prometí, acá tenemos a nada más y nada menos que a Oliver Hartmann. Oliver, how are you doing, brother?
Hi, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good,
Thanks for
good.
the nice introduction.
Okay, okay. Probably some words are similar between Spanish and English or German, right?
Yes, so and so, but I get a few words of Spanish, so
Oh,
yeah.
nice, nice, nice. How is your COVID status?
What can I say? It's okay here, but we're again in a lockdown since November. We had a first lockdown last year in March until May. Then the summer was fine, was okay, and then we went into lockdown again in November, and it still goes on now until 14th of February. So it's winter time. It's as I said in the beginning when you were not recording. It's all fine. I have a lot to do here in the studio, working on several projects. But now after this long time, you really feel that you want to meet people and you want to go out. You miss the live playing, and as I said, you already even look forward to meet the dentist. You know, to have somebody new to talk to, and you say like, yeah, let's go to the dentist. But all in all, it's fine. It's still okay, and yeah, how's the COVID status in Germany? We're starting to give people these vaccines, the first shots, and I think we have around 3% who already got it. So
Oh,
let's see how this will proceed during the last weeks and months. But I don't think it will be possible to really go on tour again or to do something similar before, I don't know, April or May, maybe.
wow, wow. Bueno, le estaba preguntando cuál es su situación con respecto al encierro. Dice que están encerrados en este momento, van a estar encerrados por un tiempo. Han estado saliendo, encerrados, saliendo, y que él está tan cansado de estar encerrado que tenía una cita con el dentista y estaba feliz porque tal vez podría terminar hablando con alguien en la espera en el dentista. Así que incluso situaciones tan cotidianas o tan pasables en momentos comunes son apreciadas en estos momentos. Bueno, y que yo sigo con la tos. Eh, que no esperan que, sí, que haya conciertos por un buen tiempo, por un par de meses, tal vez a mitad de año. Así que por ahora está, bueno, encerrado, componiendo, grabando. Are you composing? ¿Estás componiendo?
Yes. I'm working on three different projects at the moment. On one hand, I'm of course already writing songs for a new Hartmann album. Uh, Although it's kind of weird because we released the latest album, 15 Pearls and Jams, in April, and this is the one. Yes, I released it in April, and we didn't have a chance to play this one time live on tour. We just did a live stream in June. That's all. So it's somewhat strange to not being able to really promote a new album and then working on another one again. But that's the way it is right now. So I'm using the time to write new songs. Um, then I'm working on another project with Eric Martin, which is really cool. We've
Wow.
been talking about that since a few years since we met the
Let
first
me
time.
let me ask you about Eric Martin in just 1 second so I can
Yeah.
translate what we talk already. That okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So, está trabajando en 3 proyectos, está grabando temas para el próximo disco. Acaba de sacar no hace mucho el 15 perlas y gemas, ¿ok? En español, 15 Pearls and Gems. Y dice que es raro no, sacar un disco y no salir a tocar. Y ahora ya está grabando el próximo disco. Y está haciendo un proyecto a dúo con Eric Martin, que ahora nos va a contar. Please, go on.
Yeah, and as I said, I'm working on a solo project with Eric Martin, and Yeah, we know each other since 7 years now, since he joined Avantasia. I've
Seven?
always been a big fan of
17?
his. Since 7 years.
Seven. Okay.
7 years, yeah. And yeah, I've always been a big fan of his voice and his style of singing, and of course the music he did with Mr. Big. And yeah, and I was asking him 2 years ago if he's interested to maybe do another solo album, and he agreed. And yeah, now after quite a long time doing different things, we agreed to work now on songs for a solo album with him, or maybe it will be a solo album of us both. But of course, he will be the singer of the project. So I'm pretty curious what will happen. We got some really cool tunes already recorded, and let's see what happens.
So, let me get this right. Oh, okay, let me translate. Bueno, están haciendo el proyecto con Eric Martin, como dije, hace 7 años que se conocen, siempre han venido hablando de hacer cosas juntos, él admira mucho cómo canta Eric, y bueno, han grabado ya varias canciones, y lo que aparentemente dijo es que Eric está cantando. No sé si ahora le voy a preguntar si él, quién canta y quién toca la guitarra. You said Eric is going to be singing, not you?
It's going to be Eric. I'm singing all the demos of the songs that I record, but in the end, it should be a real Eric Martin solo album. Maybe maybe if the situation comes along, we will maybe do it, but it will be his solo album. So I'm writing the songs, I'm taking care of melodies and demo vocals that I record here, but in the end, it will be him singing the album, because he's a great singer.
Bueno, va a estar cantando más que nada Eric, tal vez salgan algún dueto, pero él está componiendo y simplemente Eric va a ser quien está cantando. Asumo que aparte de la producción tocará la guitarra. Ahora le voy a preguntar eso también. Are you going to be playing guitars too, or just producing?
I will be playing guitars too. So I'm producing all the songs here in my studio as a demo. So I'm also recording all the guitars and demo vocals and choirs and whatever comes along. Some keyboards here and there, programming drums. So yeah, we're still in the status to have some cool demos. Let's see what happens during the next few months when we can maybe go out with the news when maybe a solo album will be released. It's still not clear right now.
Probably as a fan, I would say that it will be great if you, I mean, it's something between you and Eric, but I would say a few duets will be much more than just, I mean, you mentioned his project, but I would say since you are working, producing, you might tell him he's a very nice guy. I know he's really cool. And a few duets between each other will be much better than just nothing or just one.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. We talked about the possibility to call it not just Eric Martin's solo album, to maybe call it Hartmann Martin or Martin Hartmann. So yeah, let's see what happens. Whatever comes along, and if it's a duet, I'm ready for it. Yeah?
Oh, nice. Bueno, le decía que sería mejor que fuera un dueto, un disco más donde Oliver participara más en las voces y no solo un disco de Martin. Me dijo, mira, está posible, estamos viendo posibilidades, distintas posibilidades, si de repente hacemos más duetos o no. Por ahora yo estoy, bueno, él dijo que está grabando todos los demos, incluso las voces también. Pero bueno, están trabajando, están viendo qué están haciendo. Do you have the name of the album already?
No, not yet.
It's a very early stage. Okay.
Yeah, it's really early. So what I wanted to say, maybe if people don't know the second to last Hartmann album, it was called Hands on the Wheel. There's a duet on it with Eric Martin. The song is called Simple Man. It's also on YouTube as a video. So yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe we get it together to have one or two songs as a duet on his solo album. Let's see.
Okay.
Don't know.
Ok, bueno, ellos ya habían hecho una canción en dúo, Simple Man, y bueno, también vamos a ver qué pasa con el próximo proyecto. Están en este momento trabajando, todavía no tienen nombre, que es lo que le pregunté. So I have a few things to show you my appreciation as a musician, you know, genius, Hartmann. Yeah. You sent me this one a while ago. This is a promo one. And okay. I remember too that I work on that, promoting. So we're gonna focus in 15-person jams. Okay, vamos a enfocarnos un poquito en este nuevo disco. Le estaba mostrando algunos discos que tengo de él. I have more, but I just show you a few ones because I show you my appreciation as a fan. I'm your fan, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm not as a journalist right now. I am just a fan talking with you. So 15 gems, person gems, and tell me about the name.
Yeah, the idea was that we have been celebrating our 15th anniversary in 2020, last year. So, and we thought it was a good time not to do a best of album or a compilation, but to do something very special. So we combined for this album 5 new songs that have been composed in the weeks and a month before the production of this album. And we have 5 live tracks that I sorted out from many live recordings over the last 15 years to find out 5 cool tracks. And then we decided to do something that I had in mind for a few years, to cover songs from other bands that I like or that we like. The original idea was to just take songs from the 80s. And but then we had a big list of songs. Then yeah, it happened that this song of Alanis Morissette came across uninvited, which is 90s, but it's a great song. So it was interesting for me to cover this one because I already loved this song since years when it came out in mid of 90s. And one song is Fire and Water from Free.
Yeah.
And Roger Waters, Paul Rodgers, not Roger Waters, Paul Rodgers. He was a big influence for me when I was a kid, listening to Free and Bad Company. And this is one of my personal favorite songs of this band. And he influenced many rock and hard rock singers with his soulful voice. And yeah, it was kind of a pleasure for me to cover this track. It was a great pleasure for me to be on tour with him in 2013 with a project called Rock Meets Classic, which is kind of a rock band featuring a big 40-piece orchestra, where he was the star guest. And it was really fun to be on stage with him playing all these songs as All Right Now, Bad Company, and it was really nice. Yeah.
Good. Bueno, le pregunté un poquito acerca del nombre y empezamos a hablar un poco del disco. Él quería sacar algo que representase los 15 años de carrera como Hartmann y hacer algo diferente que un simple grandes éxitos. Entonces se le ocurrió armar 5 temas nuevos, 5 temas en vivo que él eligió durante estos 15 años y 5 covers. Entonces hablamos un poquito, nos centramos un poquito en los covers, donde él quería hacer cosas en realidad de los 80, música de los 80, de 80s, y después aparecieron cosas. Hicieron la lista y empezaron a aparecer cosas buenas en los 90 y al final terminó haciendo 5 covers variados donde aparecen canciones de los 80 e incluso de los 90 también. Ahora le voy a preguntar qué tema de los 90 porque no recuerdo. Y terminó también haciendo un tema de Free, de Fire and Water, que es una banda que él lo ha influenciado mucho. Y después terminó contando de que tocó con Paul Rodgers, el cantante de Free, de Bad Company y de Queen, en el 2013, cuando hizo una gira, supongo que por Europa, y terminó tocando en el escenario con nada más y nada menos con Paul Rodgers. How was you? Le voy a preguntar un poquito de Paul Rodgers. How was you interacting with Paul first time? I mean, since he was your inspiration, you know?
Yeah, it was how to say? I mean, I joined this project called Rock Meets Classic since 2012 until 2015. So many rock stars were coming across in this project, as Ian Gillan, Steve Lukather, as Alice Cooper, and many others. And Paul Rodgers was one of them. And he was really one of my highlights because I was really influenced by his singing style. When he was in Free and Bad Company. So it was a very special thing to be on stage with him and to perform his songs on stage. He was a very nice guy.
Oh, ok. Bueno, fue una excelente experiencia, fue parte de Rock Mid Classic, que es donde tocaban temas clásicos con distintos grandes de la música, vocalistas como Ian Gillan, y bueno, ahí yo mencioné Jimmy Jamison y muchos otros, y también estaba Paul Rogers, entonces él terminó tocando, él estuvo desde el 2011 hasta el 2015 con este proyecto, y bueno, fue una experiencia impresionante estar con su ídolo. So, the other, voy a preguntarle de uno de los covers que es de la banda Ice House, Street Café, que es un tema que me fascina. What did you choose mainly 80s? Is the music that influenced you much, and why the song from Ice House?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was just mentioning Fire and Water and Uninvited, who were, let's say, left and right from the 80s. But yeah, the main idea was to cover songs from the 80s that influenced me. I was born in the early 70s. So when I was a child or a kid, I was mainly listening to all the rock and also pop music of
Yeah.
the 70s and 80s. And there were some really cool songs in the 80s, but there were pop songs or in a pop arrangement, let's say like this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, of course, one of them was When the Rain Begins to Fall, as a cover version, which originally was recorded by Jermaine Jackson and Pia Zadora. It was a big
Yeah.
hit in Germany. I don't know
Jeremy
if it
Jackson.
was very popular in the States or in South America. It
Mm-hmm.
was a huge hit in Germany, but it was a real pop song, just keyboards, no guitars. So it was really interesting to put this in the jacket of hard rock, as we do with Hartmann.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to have Ina Morgan as a duet singer on this song. I know her since 25 years, and
25.
on the last tour she joined Avantasia as
Yeah.
a, because Toby was asking me for another background singer, and now she's in that project too. So it was big fun for me to do this song as a duet. And Street Cafe, to go back to your question, was always a song that I liked very much because it had a very special atmosphere. And Ice House just had two hits in at least in Germany. It was Street Cafe, and the other one was, I think, Hey
Electric
Little
Blue.
Girl.
Which one? A
Hey
Little
Little
Girl?
Girl.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, this one. I think these were the two big hits in Germany of Ice House. And yeah,
So
it
it,
was
it wasn't
a great
wasn't
band.
it wasn't Electric Blue or the one that he's in the radio station. I forgot the name. You know. Okay, but I remember Electric Blue in Argentina.
Electric
We
Blue.
we we have
I have to
Electric
check
Blue.
out. I have a best of record in my living room. I have to check out if this song is on that one too. But
Okay.
yeah, these were the two songs that were really popular in Germany. Hey Little Girl, and of course Street
Yeah.
Cafe. And Street Cafe always had a very special, very intimate, and also dark atmosphere somehow.
Yeah.
And this seemed very interesting for me to cover this one and to put it more into this in this rock scenery that we do with Hartmann. And yeah, hopefully we did a good job on that.
It was a great choice actually. Yeah, I love Ice House. I love the 80s. I was born also with the pop music, and when I saw all the
Absolutely. Yeah.
huh?
Absolutely. There were some really cool songs. And
Yeah.
another song that I would have liked to choose would have been Maniac, but this was this was on the latest Avantasia record, so this one was gone. Yeah.
Oh, that is why. Okay. Bueno,
Great song.
voy a explicar un poquito. Hablamos de por qué eligió los 80 y por qué el tema de Ice House Street Café. Hablamos un poquito de, obviamente, lo importante que es para cada uno de nosotros un poco Ice House. Y me contaba que, bueno, si bien explicó un poquito las puntas de los covers que fue de los 90 y los 80, de los 70, perdón. Él nació en 1970, entonces él fue muy influenciado por la música rock y pop de los 80 y bueno, ha decidido poner estos temas en particular, que son los que lo han influenciado de alguna manera, en este caso, bueno, como les contaba de Street Café de Ice House, y contaba de que si bien los temas que pegaron en Alemania fue Hillary Girl y Street of Fate. Entonces yo le pregunté qué pasó con Electric Blue, y hay otro tema que ahora no me acuerdo cuál es, que es el más conocido de él. Incluso tiene The Great Sutherland, que es un temazo, y él hablaba de que este tema tenía excelentes atmósferas, es un poquito oscuro, y hacerlo en una versión un poquito más fuerte, como el tema de Jeremy Jackson, que él lo hizo con Ima, que es una chica que él conoce hace 27 años y que la incluyó en Avantasia, así que fue un buen dúo también, representando a este tema que es el de Jeremy Jackson. What was the name of the song of Jeremy Jackson? When the Rain Begins to Fall, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, cuando la lluvia empieza a caer, con, con Ina Morgan. Y que, bueno, el dúo quedó excelente. Le voy a preguntar cómo conoció a Tobias Sammet. Tobias es el creador de Avantasia, Edguy. Así que, bueno, voy a preguntar un poquito. How do you met Tobias?
Oh, I can remember. I was still in advance. It was, I think, in 1999.
Oh,
And
okay.
he called me. I knew him before. We met on some festivals here and there, and he called me and said he's got a new project, a metal opera, and he's looking for singers, and he liked what I was doing with Advance on the first two records, and if he asked me if I would be interested in doing the choirs for the record, and so also maybe do some solo parts, because as he said, he was asking for two songs for the participation of Dio, but he denied or never answered. he was asking me if I maybe could do these kind of parts that he had in mind. I said, like, yeah, of course.
That Dio supposed to do?
Huh?
That Ronnie is supposed to do?
As far as I know, yeah.
Tough
But
task.
as far as I know, he never answered, or he didn't show any interest. So I was doing these parts in Sign of the Cross, and another song called The Glory of Rome. And I think on the second metal opera, it was what was it? The Tower and stuff like that. And anyway, yeah, so we recorded that stuff in the studio back in late 1999, and the album came out in 2000, and nobody really expected this one to be such a big success as it was. And this for years it was never meant to do this project live, to really put it on stage with all the guests, because Toby thought that it was impossible to get all these guests together on one stage. And I think in 2006 or 2007, when he was working on The Scarecrow, Sasha Pate, the producer and guitar player, and also the management, convinced him to put it on stage, maybe with other guests, or not with everybody, but with lots of guest singers. And to go on tour with that project. And this was the start for what we've been doing now for 12 years. Yeah? So, wow. But nobody expected Avantasia to be that successful as it was now, because it started as a side project of Toby in his position as a singer and leader of Edguy. So yeah, this was really unexpected, but for God's sake, it's so successful, and every time we be on tour with this project, it's big fun.
Good. Bueno, le preguntaba, como dije, cómo conoció a Tobias, que él todavía estaba en Advance en el año 99, y Tobias lo contactó para hacer este proyecto, que era Avantasia, y le dijo si podía hacer las partes de Ronnie James Dio, lo cual le pareció un poco gracioso, porque obviamente es diferente. Son otros artistas. Ronnie aparentemente no mostró interés o ni siquiera contestó, pero bueno, al final tomó las partes de él, tocó los temas que él menciona ahí, si después quieren escuchar los temas que hizo, y los pueden buscar en internet. Y bueno, este proyecto de Avantasia empezó como un proyecto paralelo, porque él tenía Advance y Toby tenía a Edgar, y entonces empezaron a grabar con un montón de artistas importantes, y después Tobias pensaba de hacerlo en vivo, pero era complicado convocar a tantas personas de tanta importancia. Entonces, pero igual lo hicieron y fue un éxito el primer disco. No pensaban que iba a ser un tan semejante éxito el primer disco, y eso llevó a que el concierto en vivo pudiera hacerse y que tuviera encima éxito, que ya tienen más de 20 años juntos con Avantasia, y bueno, creo que ya no me acuerdo más. I tried to translate as much as I could. At some point, I was like, I don't remember anymore. So, what is essential to make a cool opera like Avantasia? ¿Qué es lo esencial para que óperas como Avantasia estén buenas?
I didn't get the question now.
So what is essential to make operas like Avantasia looks cool, be something that is attract to the fans?
You mean what the secret is behind?
Yeah. What is the formula? What is, what do you have to do in order to do that?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I think first of all, it's Tobias is a great songwriter. He's a very good singer, a very clever businessman, and he put something very special in Avantasia. I think that wasn't there before. I don't know how to explain that. Of course, there were kind of rock operas before, but never this kind of way with these guests. I think this is what really people were looking forward, with all these guest singers from the metal scene, and having really good songs, good tracks, kind of a concept album, at least the first two ones who were concept albums, not the last ones, but of course the first 2 or 3 ones, with cool stories, and this is maybe one part of the secret.
Right. Bueno, le preguntaba acerca del secreto de cómo hacer que una ópera sea buena, y bueno, siendo una de las primeras, dice, no sé mucho, no sé bien cómo responderlo, pero bueno, Tobías es un gran compositor, un gran cantante. La gente ha buscado tener un espectáculo donde haya varios cantantes conocidos y diferentes voces, y la composición, Tobías es un buen compositor, entonces creo que eso un poco fue lo que ha permitido que Avantasia sea una de las opciones más importantes a nivel global. Le voy a preguntar algunos momentos buenos con Avantasia. Tell me any good memory that you have. Well, probably your best moment that you have with Avantasia.
I don't know. I had we did so many tours, and we had so many great moments and funny stories. Let's say maybe a funny moment was on the first tour when we've been in Japan. And I can remember that we've been to the bar for a long time, and everybody was kind of drunk and going to bed. And
were you?
When I got me?
Yeah, drunk?
No, not me, just the other ones.
Okay.
No, and so I went to bed and got up in the morning and went to breakfast, and everybody was looking at me because they didn't see me at night going out of the hotel, because there was an alarm of an earthquake.
Oh,
and the whole hotel, we were up in the 14th floor, and the whole hotel was like shaking like this, and I just stayed in bed and slept and didn't
you didn't realize?
or feel anything. I didn't wake up. Everybody was looking at me, where were you? Because everybody was out of the hotel on the street, and I was just sleeping. So at least I have a pretty good sleep, as far as I know. Yeah.
Good. Bueno, me contaba que de todas las historias habidas y por haber, una fue en Japón, que estaban todos borrachos y él se fue a dormir y estaban todos ahí festejando, y de repente hay alarma de terremoto, empieza el terremoto y él estaba durmiendo y ni se dio cuenta, estaban todos preocupados por él, estaban en un hotel, estaba en el piso 14 y de repente empieza a moverse todo y él ni se dio cuenta, siguió durmiendo como un bebé. Okay, so last question about Avantasia, la última pregunta. Why you didn't sing in the last album? ¿Por qué no cantaste en el último álbum?
I don't know. You have to ask Toby. No, I mean, how to say, there's so many.
You sang in other albums.
I sang on the first three ones. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I also sang on Stargazer, a small part.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I mean, there's so many good and great singers in the pipeline for every new album that comes out. For the last tour, we've been featuring Geoff Tate a lot. He's a great singer. We have
Yeah.
Ronny Atkins and yeah, many great singers. So
Stay
of course,
strong,
when it comes
Ronnie.
to the live situation, I still have some parts to sing here and there because we can't put them all on stage of these guests. But there wasn't space for me on the last albums as a lead singer. But let's see. Hopefully, maybe there comes something along for the next one. Let's see.
Bueno, él decía que no sabe bien, que le pregunta a Tobías, pero bueno, él ha cantado en los primeros 3 discos, cantó en Stargate, y Tobías ha convocado a muy buenos cantantes como Jeff Tate, Ronny Atkins, Stay Strong Ronnie, y un montón de músicos que participan en el disco, entonces no ha habido espacio para que él participe en la parte vocal. How do you feel? I mean, you know Ronnie. I mean, you play with
Yeah.
him many times.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him about how he's doing? Le estoy preguntando por Ronnie Atkins, cantante de
Yeah, of
Pretty Mates.
course. Yeah, of course. We became really good friends during the last years, and yeah, it was really a shock for me to hear his diagnosis. But for God's sake, he's doing very fine at the moment. And me and my wife, we visited him and his wife last summer. Because there was Corona, not a lockdown, but we said, like, what can we do? We can go on a holiday. Let's visit some people. And yeah, one stage on these visits was in Denmark to visit Ronny Atkins and his family. And yeah, it was really nice to meet him. And he's doing fine at the moment. And I'm really happy that he decided to do the solo album. We've been talking about this 1 year ago. And I'm also happy to be part of it, to do some. I did some choirs and some few guitar solo parts on this album.
Oh,
and I'm really looking forward to the release of the album. He already had 2 singles out during the last weeks, and the album comes out, I think, in the beginning of March. So yeah, I keep my fingers crossed that this album will be a success, because he's a great singer, a very good songwriter, and I'm pretty sure this will be a success.
Le preguntaba por Ronnie Atkins, cantante de Pretty Mates, que bueno, su estado de salud es precario y la está peleando, y dice, bueno, que está contento que al menos la está peleando, está grabando su disco solista. Él participa en el disco solista, ya sacaron 2 singles, los está promocionando y el disco va a salir pronto, ojalá mientras sale esta entrevista o un poquito después o un poquito antes. Pero la está peleando, está grabando y bueno, está saliendo adelante dadas las circunstancias. Me contaba de que él estaba con esto del coronavirus, no ha salido mucho, pero con su esposa han hecho un par de paradas por ahí, fueron hasta Dinamarca y lo fueron a ver, y bueno, estuvieron con Ronnie y su esposa también, y fue una de las pocas personas que vio en estos últimos tiempos. Así que, okay, hopefully it's gonna. So you play how many songs in the album? ¿Cuántas canciones en el disco?
I think 3 or 4 ones.
3 or 4.
4, yeah. Did choirs, I think, for 1 song, and played solos on 4 songs. Yeah.
Okay, muy bien. So tocó 3 o 4 canciones en este nuevo disco. How many songs? ¿Cuántas canciones tenés grabadas que no has sacado? How many songs you have recorded or composed that you never released yet?
Oh, many.
Oh, you have many?
I mean, yeah. How to say? I mean, when you work the whole week on songs, maybe some of these ideas are not full songs. Maybe they are just fragments as parts of songs. But I have really many of them, like hard disks full of stuff.
Wow.
And it happens from time to time that I open up old hard disks and just listen to old ideas.
You go back?
Yeah, I go back, because sometimes you have an idea, you don't have the chance to finish the song or the idea. You don't have any let's say cool idea to really finish it. So you leave it on your hard disk. You forget about it. And but sometimes it's cool to go back and to look for old ideas. And it already happened to me that I find something really cool with it. Like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. And now I have the bridge or the chorus or the right words or whatever. Yeah, this happens. Yeah.
What will be the number? Do you have a number of songs?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 song ideas,
Okay.
maybe even more, but it's how to say, it's not maybe all for Hartmann. It's songs or ideas that go in this direction or the other one.
Yeah.
So yeah, depends on. Yeah.
Bueno, le preguntaba
I
cuántas.
also had song ideas that are more going into the direction maybe of singer-songwriter things. And I took some of these ideas and now for the solo album of Eric Martin, because I think that Eric Martin, when he's doing a solo album, he doesn't want to sound like Mr. Big. He wants to do something on his own.
Okay.
And yeah, I took one or two of these ideas and turned them into songs for Eric. Yeah.
Bueno, le preguntaba con respecto a cuántas canciones tiene compuestas o grabadas, y dice que tiene cualquier cantidad, que a veces graba un pedacito o compone un pedacito y esa idea queda grabada en su disco duro y de repente al tiempo va, revisa el disco duro y encuentra esa canción de vuelta y dice, uy, bueno, ahora ya tengo el puente y el estribillo, y de esa manera termina componiendo la canción, y son muchísimas canciones. Él de repente se le ocurre una idea y la plasma, la pone, la deja plasmada, y de esa manera cuando necesita o revisa cosas viejas puede encontrar buenas ideas que después se pueden poner, pueden ser reales, ¿no? Pueden ponerse, terminar en una canción, y eso es lo que pasó un poquito con el disco de Eric Martin, que alguna de esas composiciones terminó siendo para Eric, porque Eric lo que quería es no sonar como Mr. Big, sino quería sonar como su propia manera solista, lo cual, bueno, su voz es su voz, pero en definitiva no quería que por ahí la parte compositiva pudiera sonar muy a su banda. Y eso es lo que Oliver le está, digamos, proveyendo de alguna manera, ¿no? Con ese tipo de composiciones. Entonces le pregunté qué número y dijo, mirá, debo tener 60, 70, 80, tal vez más. Son cualquier cantidad de composiciones. Le pregunté esto porque justamente hablamos de Ronnie, que aparentemente está mal de salud, y bueno, un poco el legado, ¿no? De que un músico puede dejar una vez que se va, una vez que muere. I ask you this because of Ronnie, no? When as a fan, even though we're gonna die, everyone here, but you know, we probably would like to have more music, even when someone is not with us anymore, you know, and
Yeah.
that will be something that, you know, many musicians probably not think about it. We think we're gonna live forever, and then you provide art. You are a musician, you know, and people, us as a fan, we want to probably even in the future continue having some songs that, you know, you never released, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about Advance, vamos a hablar de Advance, su primera banda. So, have you ever talked with Rick again? How is your relationship with Rick?
With Rick?
Yeah.
With Rick Altsey, our relationship is really fine. I think we meet every tour somewhere in Sweden or wherever he is, and he's a very nice guy and very cool guy, good singer. And yeah, we always have a talk when we meet on festivals or wherever. I don't have any kind of relationship anymore to Olaf Lenk, who was the main leader and composer of the band. So we didn't split up in a very nice way. But I mean, it's a long time ago. It's I left the band in 2002 after we released Only Human and been on tour with that album.
Almost
I
20
think
years.
we did some cool records. The first 4 ones I was participating on, and yeah, it's part of my history. We did some cool things, and it was kind of the first step into the international music scene for me as a singer. During that time, just as a singer, not as a guitar player, and yeah, it helped me a lot to build up my career. course.
And any chance to do something with Rick by any chance?
You mean working with him as a singer?
Yeah.
I don't know. We never talked about that. We love to drink beer together when we meet, and but we never talked about doing something together. Yeah.
Ok.
I
Bueno,
don't know.
no sabe, ok. Le pregunté cómo era su relación con Reed Altsey de Advance y bueno, dice que es buena, que siguen en trato. Le pregunté si podrían hacer algo, dice que no sabe, que se juntan y la pasan bien, toman cerveza, pero de trabajar juntos no lo sabe. Y bueno, con el resto de la banda, con el compositor principal, los que están ahora, él en su momento se fue en no muy buenas y amigables situaciones, en manera. Y bueno, no le voy a preguntar de volver, pero dice que eso fue en el año 2002. Ya pasaron casi 20 años y tal vez, estaría bueno que se reunieran, pero aparentemente no se han hablado más. Así que bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa. Any chance? I mean, have you seen how the show is gonna be during probably this and maybe next year? You know, with the bubbles, or cars, in an open air. How you deal with that? How you think it's gonna be your shows in the near future? Como le voy a preguntar de sus shows en vivo, cómo van a ser, si con burbujas, en autos.
You mean when it comes to Corona and COVID? Yeah.
Well, once you start going live, are you thinking?
I'm not sure. I'm really trying to stay positive, but I had to postpone the latest acoustic tour that I was planning with Hartmann just as a trio, because this was the only possibility to do something live in small clubs with just a little bit of technique and not too much equipment, and we had to postpone this 3 times since November. So now we already have new dates for February and March, but I don't think the clubs or bigger venues will open before April. I don't think so. Maybe there's a chance in late spring to do small club tours again. And I don't know how it is when it comes to bigger festivals. I don't think it will be possible to do festivals as we are used to, with, like, I don't know, 20, 30,000 people in one big field.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be possible before next year. I don't think so. Even when there are many shows still announced or festivals, I don't think they will happen. Don't think so. But I'm trying to stay positive. If somebody is saying, like, you will have a big festival in August, I say, like, yeah, I'm going to be there. But I don't think so. Maybe, yeah, small club shows, maybe smaller festivals, open air things here and there, yeah, but not the big festivals.
Ok. Bueno, le preguntaba cómo sería el tema de cómo él ve que va a ser los próximos conciertos y dice, mira, por ahora, tal vez en primavera podamos empezar a ver algo, algún movimiento. Iba a tocar un acústico solo con 3 personas en pequeños clubs, en lugares pequeños, y bueno, se cortó todo y que todavía no sabe qué va a pasar. Los grandes festivales no cree que vayan a tener hacerse por los próximos 1 o 2 años, porque son 20, 30 mil personas, y no, es casi imposible tener tantas personas en un mismo lugar. Pero bueno, que él va a estar viendo cómo se dan las cosas en los próximos meses para ver si, obviamente, si lo invitan a un festival o a tocar en agosto, él obviamente va a decir que sí, que va a estar contento en participar, pero por ahora simplemente estamos como todos, ¿no? Viviendo sobre el momento. What will you ask my next guest? ¿Qué le preguntarías a mi próximo invitado?
Okay. Not knowing who it will be, or if it will be a guitar player or singer or whatever, producer, I would maybe ask something like, what was your main influence, or your main a thing that made you decide to become a musician?
Ok, ok, le va a preguntar cuál fue when you say theme is as of like what made you become a musician?
What was your main, how to say, what was your main reason, your main cause, or did you have a special moment that were for your decision to say like, I will become a musician?
Ok, ¿qué es lo que te hizo tomar la decisión de ser un músico? What made you?
Me,
Yeah.
uh, because I didn't learn anything good. I don't know.
You were not good in math.
I don't know, and I never learned any kind of other profession, so I had to be a musician. No, I mean, I started playing guitar when I was 10 years old. I was always a fan of music already as a kid, listening to my cassette tapes and stuff. And I think when I got my first electric guitar when I was 12, and then practicing and listening to bands as Kiss, AC/DC, and later many other bands, I think it happened really early that I said, like, I want to become a musician. I want to be a great guitar player, a rock star. And yeah, this was my main goal, to become a musician, because I love music. Yeah, I mean, of course, as many other people, I've been working this and that when I was younger. But for God's sake, I always had the chance to make my living just from making music, to be a musician.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful for that. Yeah.
Bueno, le pregunté qué es lo que lo llevó a él a ser músico y dijo, bueno, cuando obviamente fui influenciado por bandas como Kiss, AC/DC, y en algún momento, como no estudié nada, es decir, no hice ninguna profesión y se reía, nos reíamos de eso, terminó eligiendo la profesión de músico y que, bueno, está contento de que pueda vivir de eso, que haya hecho todo lo que hizo desde un punto musical que era un sueño. Y le voy a preguntar en qué bandas le gustaría, con quiénes le gustaría trabajar o en qué banda importante le gustaría tocar la guitarra o cantar. Last question probably is what bands you would like to work with or either sing or play guitar, what big bands or just other bands that you will, would love to work with?
Oh, that's a difficult question, because there's so many great bands and musicians around. Some of them, unfortunately, don't live anymore. For example, the latest person that just died recently was Eddie Van Halen,
Yeah.
who was a big influence for me as a guitar player. And there are so many bands or so many artists, musicians that I could count. I think it would be kind of an all-star band where I be able to maybe play some guitar here and there.
Yeah, but you already did it. I mean, you were with the rock meets classic, Avantasia.
Yeah, so,
oh my gosh!
Of course, yeah. Honestly, I'm really happy and thankful to be in that situation, being on stage with guys like these. Absolutely.
And which one would be the one that you would like to say, oh, maybe if there's any chance someday, you're still playing?
Very difficult. I mean, I'm still in good contact with Steve Lukather. He also influenced me a lot as a guitar player, and he's also a very cool singer, very good songwriter.
Very
I
cool
already
person.
asked him a few times to maybe to add a solo to one of my albums. He never had time when I was asking him, so maybe in the future, let's see. But I don't think how to say. I think he played on so many productions, including stuff like Michael Jackson's Thriller and everything. He can fill a book with what he with on what kind of productions he played on.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's very keen on going back to the studio to work for other people, except for his own, which I can understand. But he's a very cool guy. We sometimes chat here and there. But let's see. I'm still looking forward to maybe convince him to add a solo to the next record.
That would be awesome. He's a very nice person. Very nice. Do you see him playing on his backyard because of the noise of the lawnmower?
Yeah, of course, of
It
course.
was funny video, ¿eh?
Yeah.
Crazy guy. Bueno, le preguntaba con quién le gustaría trabajar y me decía que con Steve Lukather es un excelente compositor, guitarrista, ha grabado cientos de discos y le ha dicho algunas veces de participar en un disco de él, pero bueno, hasta ahora nunca tuvo tiempo entre todo lo que está haciendo. Ha trabajado con Michael Jackson, está con Ringo Starr, con Toro, entonces sus discos solistas y está siempre haciendo cosas y es uno de los músicos que él de repente le gustaría que participase en un disco de él. Así que bueno, buenísimo. Le voy a preguntar cómo la gente lo puede ubicar. How people can contact you.
You can go on my website at oliverhartmann.com. You can also find me on Facebook with the band Hartmann at I think Hartmann Band. Yeah, we post news like every second or third day. So just switch into Facebook or our website to get some news. We also have a shop on our homepage. So if people want to get CDs or DVDs or whatever, shirts, we ship them worldwide, especially at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still missing one?
we gotta talk about that.
We can talk about it. Yeah. So yeah, just follow us on Facebook and on our homepage. And as I said, I don't think that it will be possible to tour again very soon, but we're working on maybe to do these, especially these acoustic shows that we've planned for spring. We're still looking forward to somehow do them in late spring, so people see the dates on Facebook and on our homepage.
Yeah. Good. Bueno, ahí estábamos preguntándole cómo lo pueden ubicar. Obviamente en su página, oliverhartmann.com, en las páginas sociales, en Facebook es Hartmann Band.
Yeah.
¿En Facebook? Ok.
That's right.
Siempre sacan cosas, siempre están permanentemente haciendo renovaciones de información en las páginas, así que él está pendiente de eso. Le voy a preguntar si él responde o alguien más. If someone contacts you, any fan probably, do you answer or you have someone else that answer for you?
I'm doing that on my own, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Él es el que responde todas las preguntas, cualquier cosa que... Así que si sos fanático y querés preguntarle en inglés o en alemán, lo podés ubicar y seguramente él te responde. Así que bueno, ya dimos por cumplida esta entrevista, lo voy a saludar y después ya vamos a seguir con el programa. Oliver, thank you for this interview. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the inspiration, all the art that you provide to your fans.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I thank you for the interview. And I want to say hello to all your listeners of your radio show, of course, of everybody in the US and also in South and Latin America. And yeah, a big hi that goes out to you. And yeah, hopefully we can be on tour as soon as possible with Hartmann or Avantasia or both. We're looking forward. So stay healthy and have a good time. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.